Alright, today we're going to go on a little Raku Firing adventure. I have a couple pieces in a Raku kiln now. This is a gas-fired kiln. The lid cranks up, as you can see there. So it's open. Pilot lights are on. I have 3 pieces in here with a copper matte glaze. You'll see the effects of these prior to and after this video. A couple things to note during this part of the process is that Raku firing is done with a special clay that has more porousness to it. It's an open clay body with more grog that allows a quicker heat up and a quicker cool down. So we're going to reach about 1862 degrees within about 45 minutes. That temperature is typically our same bisque firing stage of cone 06. You can see down in this lower corner of the screen, you can see our cone that we have there. We'll be able to watch. I also have a pyrometer that is running through here, and I will be able to watch the temperature as we get up to close to that 1862 mark. Okay. Once the temperature is reached, you'll see me crank this lid back open. I'll reach for my tongs, my protective gear there with my gloves, remove the pieces from the kiln, and then put them in our reduction chamber. The reduction chamber, these trash cans, metal trash cans need to be used, are filled with a mixture of sawdust, hay, straw, and shredded paper. It's up to you what you particularly like to use. If I'm using a lot of white crackle, the hay seems to leave marks in the glaze, so I'll use something softer like a shredded paper. Other reduction chambers are used with water and holes in the ground. I typically just use the trash can method for this type of process. I have 3 of these out here. There'll be 1 for each piece. Make sure you measure your piece so you have the right appropriate size trash cans. Once these come out, I'll put them in the trash cans. I'll allow them to catch fire. Once the fire is flaming, then I will smother them and put the lid on them and seal them. That creates a suction, an atmosphere where it goes into complete reduction, which again, remember, reduction atmosphere is a dirty burning atmosphere. That means there's more carbon than oxygen in it. That is going to pull the oxygen out of the chamber, and it's going to force black smoke carbon into the pieces. So where there is raw clay, you'll get a black heavy smoke, black heavy color, and then where there is the copper glaze, you'll see the colored copper effects or the white crackle. And I'll just kind of skip through some videos and you'll be able to see a little bit of both of those as we go through that firing process. And after this hits about 10-15 minutes in the reduction chambers, then I can pull those out and I'll throw them over here into my handy trash, my bucket of water. That's just a quick cooling process. Some Raku artists are very particular about their firing procedures. Some of them will be very secretive. The thought process behind the cooling of the water is to freeze the colors in a copper finish. I have seen kind of the same results either way. Copper glazes are just very finicky about specific temperature and making sure you get them hot enough. Hence why today I'll be firing with the cone in the kiln and by using the pyrometer at the same time. So I will resume this video in just shortly after I reach the temperatures, and so I'll be back with you in just a second. All right, we are set. So, as you can see from the pictures, my cone is melted on the inside. Once that has happened, I have a good bend to it. So, typically for this copper mat, I typically go a little above cone 06, which is closer to cone 05, 04 possibly. I'm right about that, right under that 1900 mark, as you can see. So the first thing I want to make sure is I'm going to just turn off my gas at the main valve. I want to make sure that's turned off. And then I'm going to pull this open and try to get these pieces out of here as quickly as possible, and then smother them out. So you'll see that kind of process as I get going. So I have my tongs there, everything's easily accessible for me, my bucket of water in case things go wrong. So let's get started with this. It's hot. It's a hot one. There we have it. We'll let those sit in there for about 15 minutes. We'll take them out and throw them in some water, see how they cool down. So never too fast, but again, the clay body is kind of built for this. So that's a quick cool off period already. Not bad. A little clean up. You can see some blues and stuff, but that's your typical result from a copper mat. I lost a foot on that one, I think. Maybe two. Clean that up. Let's take a look at it. All right, on this one I have some white crackle Raku glaze in there. And on a Raku glaze you can actually see on a glossy glaze like that, you'll see it come to a rapid boil on the pot. And then it'll settle back down. And once that settles back down, you're at the right stage. I know that, just by looking into the kiln that way, making sure that the glaze is smoothed back over like a smooth glass, but also by the read of my chronometer again, and my standing cone 06 on the inside. Now some of the white crackle, you can leave it in there a little longer. You'll hear the glaze actually start to ping and crack. That's when you know that the glaze is ready. right, on the white crackle, typically you don't need to let the flame flare up. Just let them sit in there, absorb as much of that black smoke. That black smoke will penetrate through those cracks on that glaze, and that's how you get some good crackling. White crackles, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, so we'll see how that pans out. But that's our Raku firing. That's what my students will go through at some point this summer. And again, my name is Tony Borchardt. I'm at Fontbonne University. If you have any questions, you can always email me to ask. Thank you.